This is the hardest hitting striker in the UFC. This fighter hits so hard that to this day, he is the only man to ever knock out Israel Adesanya. Now he's arrived in the UFC, and without a doubt, he's the hardest hitter to ever grace the octagon. Fight fans, welcome back to another episode of Striking Breakdowns. In this episode, we feature Alex Pereira, the two-division glory champion and the knockout king of kickboxing. Like so many of the best fighters around the world, Pereira came from a humble beginning. Growing up in the favelas of Brazil, he dropped out of middle school to begin working in a tire shop at the age of 12. A hard life influenced him into a dark path of substances until one day in 2009, he started to train martial arts. For the future king of kickboxing, competing was a way to escape a life destined for a downward spiral. He knew that practicing a sport saves people from substances, so he walked into a gym. Within 3 years, he became the Brazilian national champion, and he is now sober for nearly a decade. The beginning of his professional career didn't look too impressive on paper. He lost his first MMA match, and for years lost to the top kickboxers. But in the end of 2017, after knocking out Adesanya, his career went on fire. He beat the legendary Simon Marcus for the Glory Middleweight Championship. And knocked out Israel Adesanya, Jason Wilness, and Biography to defend his belt. During this time, he also won the interim light heavyweight belt against Donegi Albana. And then captured the undisputed belt against Artem Vakhitov. In 2020, he transitioned to MMA while holding these two prestigious belts, becoming the main training partner of now UFC light heavyweight champion Glover Teixeira. All it took was one fight outside of the UFC for him to be signed. Thinking that he can go all the way in MMA, he has since retired from kickboxing. Many pundits, including Joe Rogan, speculate that Glover's resurgence into becoming UFC champion at the age of 42 was due to training with Alex Pereira. Stylistically, Pereira is a pressure and tactical fighter. He is patient and selective with his shots, and he has the hardest left hook in all of kickboxing. When Pereira punches, his hip moves the most powerfully as of anyone I've studied in kickboxing. If he lands that left hook, it doesn't matter who his opponent is, they will go to sleep. This was the case for Adesanya, for Ertuğrul, for Donegi, for Maicon, and for Dustin Jacoby. His power punches and powerful knees allowed him to become Glory's first simultaneous double strap champion. Like Adesanya, if he can handle the wrestlers of his division, Pereira will have a historic rise. I believe that their eventual rematch for the UFC middleweight belt is destiny. Although I believe Adesanya will win the rematch, anything is possible for Pereira. After all, he is the boy from the favelas of Brazil who became the best kickboxer in the world. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to watch another episode of Striking Breakdowns. I'm Lawrence Kenshin, and thank you for keeping our channel alive.